Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Overtime Thoughts podcast. It's time to get weird, crazy, have fun, talk sports, and I'm going to say things that are dumb. So let's do this thing. So first things first, it's NFL offseason. Free agency's going crazy. People are signing people left and right, spending a ton of money. But, one team that isn't hardly doing anything except signing two key players. They haven't signed anybody outside of the team itself, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. My team, since I was born in 97, that's always been my team. I'm loyal, but I'm also honest. We got a Diggy Zua back. We got Kavonte Turpin back, which is amazing. Big-time players in their role of the game. Diggy Zua is a monster. He can bully any off the line if he wants to, if he's on his game. Kavonte Turpin's, they said, the fastest man in the NFL. He gets the ball in his hands on a punt return, kick return. Even if he's in the slot on a quick, short little slant, he's gone before you can even think about it. But they can only do so much. They don't have, they can't control if they win. They can help contribute, but that's why there's all the players on the field to work together, and that the team just never seems to do that. I think most of the blame is coaching, management. We had supposedly, allegedly, chances to get Jason Witten, which, if I'm not mistaken, what I heard and seen is that Jason Witten could still be involved in the coaching staff somehow. It'd be, I think, a better thing if he could be more involved in the offense, like OC or head coach, since he's played for the team and he knows the team. Or, he at least knew them when he was there. I know things are way different now. In a sense, not really, because it's the same disappointing consistency every year with the team. But new coaching staff, new players since he was there. So, kind of different, but kind of not. And we allegedly had, chances of maybe trying to get Deion Sanders. And we settled with the guy, Brian Schottenheimer, who was offensive coordinator past couple years at least. Didn't even call any off the plays because McCarthy was over all the, he was the head coach and he called off the plays. So it makes me wonder why Jerry Jones wanted to go with somebody in-house like that who hadn't called any off the plays before like that. This seems like to be the kind of, repetitive thing that Jerry Jones likes to do, is kind of be like, you don't think I have the balls to do something this risky? Watch, I'm going to. And it's not risky, it's dumb. Obviously he owns a team and I don't. He's got all that money and I don't. But, something's got to change, man. You can't keep doing things that are not even good for the team. It's stressful knowing that we could hire some big-time people to coach, be offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. And, no disrespect at all to Bears fans, but I think a lot of Bears fans hate this guy. They hate him last year when he held that timeout in his pocket and made Caleb Williams have to go up a Hail Mary for no goddamn reason. Should have been a timeout, work something out, made a better play. And that guy is Matt Eberflus. I don't know his experience with being a DC on any team, but if he's anything like a head coach, if he's the same being the Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator as he is a head coach, I think maybe Bears fans can relate to it a little bit. As I no disrespect towards you for, liking the team, because I like a very stressful team too. But I'm not even a Chicago fan like that. But watching that game and then watching how he runs things, I'm like, our defense is going to go from, awful to despicable. And I have faith in Micah Parsons, Marcus Lawrence, or Dickie Zua, players on the defense. But like I said, if he's how he was as a coach, being our defensive coordinator, I don't even know if we're going to be 20th, dead last in NFL in defensive ranking, or what's going to happen. And man, it's just a shit show. It's a mess. It's something that, it's kind of getting hard to defend that team. I said I'm still loyal no matter what, but it's hard to say, oh, no, they'll work it out, all this, blah, blah, blah. And people say, no, man, that team sucks. That team's a mess. It's a circus. And I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right. I mean, you're very right, actually. And sometimes I hate saying it. I hate, you seem like I'm bashing my own team, and I'm not. I'm just a fan that's honest, kind of fed up with the same just nonsense and annoying, ignorant crap that it could be fixed with the right tools, assets, and people, and they're just not doing it. And then Dak, Lamb, Parsons, whoever gets the blame, which Dak had an off year, very off year last year. Parsons was hurt. He had an off year. There's a lot of drama going around that. But when they're healthy and on their game, man, they're great. They're Pro Bowlers for a reason. Like, this isn't glazing and, sucking up and saying, since it's my team, they're my babies, I'm going to say all good things, because no. They had off year. There's been a lot of drama surrounding the players like that. But, man, like I said, if they're on their A game, they're great at it. Like, that's why I say they're Pro Bowlers for a reason before. But things are so dysfunctional within that team, the organization, that even you bring Tom Brady back in his prime, you bring Deion Sanders in his prime, Randy Moss, Charles Woodson, Lawrence Taylor, all in their primes, how dysfunctional that team is, it's not going to fix it. They still, I don't know if they would win a Super Bowl with all that, just because of how dysfunctional it is. And things got to change. I mean, I'm still going to be optimistic about how the season goes. There's 17 games, so I kind of want to make my prediction, but I kind of don't, because I don't want to seem like I said, I might be low balling, I might be high balling. But there's anywhere from the range of 5 wins to 9. I don't think they're going to win double digits. I don't think they're going to go 3-14, because they'll find a way to win some close games against good teams. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they go 13-4. But to that point, like I've said all the time, watching sports or watching the Cowboys play this game, is they can go 15-2. And they can beat some decent teams. And when it comes to the playoffs, wild card round, it looks like my 2-year-old daughter could play better than that. Run a team better than that, actually. And I just don't get it. Like I said, they've had seasons where they've beat good teams. Not very often, but they beat teams that are the caliber of like Buffalo or Baltimore. I think it's been a while since they beat Baltimore, but that's an example of how high-level talent the teams are. And then they get to playoffs, and they could play a team that you'd be like, they might not score 90 on them, but they'll beat them. Like Green Bay a couple years ago in the wild card round. Jordan Love threw all over them. Dak threw it, I don't know how many times to Green Bay himself. And before you knew it, you check, game started. I looked at my phone, it seemed like 5 minutes later, and they were up by like 30. And I shouldn't have been surprised, but like I said, when it's a higher seed team against a low seed team like that, there's no reason in hell they won't win, or at least make it close. It got close because they brought in all their third stringers on Green Bay, and Then they started to do something. And it almost made no damn sense. It's like, why do you choose now to start doing something when you could have been doing something the whole game if you just planned accordingly? Like, I don't know what they were even planning. It made no sense for it to not, like I said, the score was close because it was garbage time, plays and garbage time scores. There's no way, and I said it when I saw the score, like, there's no way in hell that you're not at least making this thing close. I mean, fine. Shit. I mean, lose, okay, but what the hell? I mean, not saying Green Bay wasn't a good team because they were an incredible team. Jordan Love was shockingly just like, wow. I mean, he blew it out of the water how people call him overrated. It's like, this dude's actually pretty damn good right now. He's showing off. Defense was going crazy against Dallas. And I just really didn't know much about Jordan Love and that team that year. I knew Matt LaFleur, right? That's how you say it. Okay, was a good coach and still is. But I never thought like I said, I never thought it was gonna be like 63-0 Dallas. But I was like, okay, I was thinking something like 24-17 or something close, and it was 27-0 by the time I had actually got into checking it on my phone because I was coming home from work, and I had to stop in like Walmart parking lot and be like, "Oh my god!" Like I said, I shouldn't have been surprised, but it still sucks when you're like, okay, we had all this momentum and hype built up just to go down, and everybody on Facebook, whatever, is like, "It's our year." Man, I didn't know, really think winning the Super Bowl, but I'm like, maybe we can at least win one playoff game. And it's like a knife right to the heart every year. Even if I see it coming, it's like this little bit of false hope. I'm like, we can do something. Nope. Every stinking year. And it's like nothing but love and respect for Dak, CD, Micah, Parsons, Odigizua, Turpin, all them. I love, if it's correct and it's accurate that Jason Witten's part of the coaching staff somehow involved with the team somewhat, that's a good influence and good just energy being there. But the rest of the coaching staff, it makes me want to pull my hair out. I mean, maybe being only 27, that's the big reason why I have gray and white hairs at 27. Might not be the full reason, but I mean, being a fan of that kind of team, it's like you can't help but, wonder if that is the reason. So, and it's a big stress ball of a thing of being a fan of that team, and watching it go down the drain every year, even after an off season, where it's like a promise of going all in. Like I said, we got a Odigizua and Turpin, that's incredible. I love it. But they're already there. You're just re-signing them. I mean, people that bring in from other teams, trade for them. I think a big thing they need is a running back because you got rid of Ezekiel Elliott. I love Rico Dowdle. He had one good, decent year. A running back, we need to fill in off the line, big time. And if we have a chance, and I know this is how the picks go for us, we have, I think some mock drafts and projections are showing we get Ashton Janty from Boise State, that beast of a running back. If we get an off the line inside of that, I'm, somebody up for the off the line, I'm fine with it. But I swear to God, we pick a wide receiver. I love Lamb. We got Tolbert. Aren't big names besides Lamb. Offensive lineman, running back. But if we pass on both those, I might need to apply to try to run the team myself. I don't know. I mean, not really, but it's going to be, like I said, you expect get a running back or an offensive tackle, and they're going to pick like a wide receiver or another quarterback, which would make no sense. I don't think they're going to, but you can't count that out with this team, unfortunately. They're going to do something or say something that makes you go, what? I'm not, I'm numb to it. I'm used to it. But other people are still like, what? No, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't help the team. And it just worries me with this offseason, what they're going to do. I mean, we still have free agency. We still have the draft. I really, really, really hope that they end up picking somebody good in the draft or sign somebody outside of the actual own Dallas Cowboys team, sign somebody else outside of the team to help us. But I don't know if it's going to happen. I hope it does, but I really, really don't think it's going to. And I don't really think that's going to happen. And like I said before, I'm not bashing this team, man. I love the team. It's hard to say sometimes, but I'm honest too, because I really want. I'm only 27, but I really want to see the team win a Super Bowl before I die one day. And if it's 60 years, it'd be a long 60 years. But it'd be like, okay, finally, I got to see one before I died. Now I die a happy man after that. That's fine. And, I mean, I got things outside of watching the Cowboys that make me happy. But football-wise, sports-wise, please just, if you make the wild card, man, just get past the wild card and get to, like, the Philadelphia Eagles have won more conference championships and been in more conference championships in the past few years than we Cowboys have been in, like, 25 years. It's like, come on. I mean, it can happen if you just freaking manage things right and run things smoothly, but oh man, it's a puzzle that, you're missing that last piece. That's what the Cowboys have done, I think, 25 years. And I think the piece is right under ownership and management's ass, and they're just not looking for it. That's just me. That's what I think. And yeah, I'm a depressed, irritated, annoyed Cowboys fan, but I still love them. And let's just see where their season goes. And just not just them, but I'm excited to see what other teams can do. Ready to see some good football. You never know what can happen on like I said, any given Sunday, Monday, Thursday, whatever day football's on. It's just, I mean, I think my big underdog. Yeah, we're done talking about the Cowboys. Let's talk about something more positive. For really though, I'm excited to see how Buffalo does. Some people could say that's a bandwagon. I mean, in a way, I'm a Josh Allen bandwagon, maybe, because I've watched him since he was in Wyoming and thought he was pretty good. I think he's a big dude. He can throw hard. He can throw far. He's tough. He's strong and stuff. I'm like, I never saw huge numbers, but playing that kind of school, I don't know if it's really ever been huge numbers. Maybe I might be wrong, but seeing like him, I mean, because there's only been a few people playing now that I've seen since college. You got like him, Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Baker Mayfield. I absolutely hated Mayfield in college because where I'm from, West Virginia, I'm a West Virginia Mountaineers fan too. So yeah, being that and a Cowboys fan, it's like double whammy, right to the heart. And when we've had to play Oklahoma, it was Baker Mayfield. And I thought he was an asshole. I thought he was a jerk. I thought he was ignorant. But he had the skills to back it up. He was good. He still is playing for Tampa Bay. And yeah, that's just one of the few players I've seen since college. Like I said, him, McCaffrey, Mahomes, Allen, Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon Barkley is actually one of my favorite players I ever saw in college. Like now he's playing for the Eagles, and oh my god, that dude just crazy to watch. And even who's actually my fiance's favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, when he was at Louisville, I'm pretty sure correct me if I'm wrong, but he won the Heisman one year at Louisville. And that dude was like, I kind of joke saying he was a running back that could throw the ball sometimes. Dude, man, that guy's arm is just something underrated. He's accurate as hell. He can throw a deep ball like it's nothing. He's not the biggest like stature guy, but holy shit. I mean, he's scrawny maybe looking. He's got, I mean, definitely got built bigger, like added on muscle, obviously from when he came in the league to now. But man, I didn't really know how he could pass the ball well. He was definitely a good runner in college. He made people look silly, like I can't remember that guy's name, but like a human joystick. Yeah, I know I'm going to get a lot of crap for not remembering the guy's name. Just let me know in the comments on this video who that guy's name is. But yeah, you juke around people, make them look dumb. Spin move, cut back, goes one way or another, and you're on your ass. And it just, I'm not a hater. I like to give Ravens fans crap for it. But that dude's special. He's another one I saw in college. And yeah, I'm just see Mahomes and Allen against each other, Jackson and Burrow, Hurts against Dak, even Jaden Daniels, who just won off the Rookie of the Year. Oh my Lord, dude! I thought he was special in college at LSU, but I mean, I thought he was going to be good in the NFL. But wow, I wasn't even worried about him. I was worried about the team, the Commanders team, having Dan Quinn, which I wish we wouldn't have let him go, be their head coach, being first year, new players, a rookie quarterback. Never thought they were going to go 0-17. I was like, they'll do something. They'll be all right. But the success they had, how crazy good he was, how good Quinn was as first-time head coach, blew me away. I'm like, that's something that my team could do. Won't happen. And just to see all these matchups coming up this year and see all these incredible players, I'm ready to see if the teams will be different in the Super Bowl. MVP is completely out of the ordinary. I love Josh Allen MVP, and this is the only prediction I'm going to make just because why the hell not? I think NFL, like the MVP this coming season, hoping that his team isn't breaking and falling apart like this past season, and he was like literally the definition of not my fault. Hoping T. Higgins does good, Jamar Chase. I don't see why Joe Burrow don't win an MVP if he has the numbers like he did last year and they win more games and make the playoffs. Because he's cool Joe for a reason. He's cool, calm, collected, even under pressure. But it's hard to when you're getting sacked 10 times. And I think they'll fix that, I hope, at least. And he's too good to not win more games and not at least get to one MVP and not get to another Super Bowl. But we'll just, like I said, we'll see where NFL goes. And yeah, so that is all for the NFL world. My little semi rant about my what's a good word for it? My team. Confusing, annoying, heartbreaking. It happens. Life goes on. I'll live with all my white hair that I have at age 27. That I'll be okay. I won't die or anything. I mean, my mental state dies a little bit watching the games, but I'll be okay. So we'll get past that. Sorry. So now it's time to move on from sports world into a personal story. Oh Lord, man, I felt really dumb doing this. And for context, if anybody's worked at a flooring plant before, there's these things called kilns, KILNS. This is phone, I believe. It's these metal shack looking things that help dry the wood and keep it dry. And I think another purpose of it is to keep it warm, but I know at least the main purpose is to keep it dry, especially when it's been raining. And so my job was to help these they're actually, I think, called fork trucks some places. They're not like the little forklifts you see in a Lowe's or warehouse, the little tiny ones. They're like these big forklifts that are having these big stacks of wood that go inside those kiln things to dry. And we put these 4x4 pieces of like wood down the ground to help keep it even off the ground, not touching the ground, so they can pick it up with the forks. And so I had one, and this is just all for jokes. It's true, but nothing bad about the guy running the forklift. I loved working with him. I still get along with him great. But it was just one day, it was work related, being irritated. One day I was already in bad mood. I was getting fed up with doing my job right, and I felt like other people weren't doing their job right. And multiple times I have to sound like, say for example, you can see this. I had to set like the 4x4s this far apart so he could sit the pack of wood, and they lay down like that. But every time, like here's the left, 4x4 that he would sit the pack on, he would do this with the fork and keep hitting it, which he's supposed to go like this, down beside to go on the ground with the fork, but the pack of wood would hit the 4x4s underneath it to stay on there. And he kept messing up, and I was even kind of being a smart, instead of like setting him like this far, I'd set him wider so he wouldn't hit it. But somehow, or the ones in the middle would be like together, because they're supposed to be like space, 4x, space, 4x. But I'd put them all together in the middle, so he'd just have two big open spots. He would still somehow hit it. And it was one time my anger got the best of me, my irritation. And it ended up kind of being innocent anger issue. But the 4x4, if you look at some of them, they look like sometimes you can just flick, like this, and the 4x4 will break apart. I really, really, really wish I was psychic at this time and knew ahead of time that it was like, instead of hitting it like this, and falling apart like that, it hit like that and just was as firm as it could be, most intact, thickest, sturdiest piece of wood I've ever hit. And I thought it was a good time to try out for soccer, do my best Leo Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo impression. I leaned back and I kicked as hard as I could to let my anger out, because, like I said, I thought the 4x4 would break. Okay, so my hand right here is the 4x. Here's my foot. This. And my toe was kind of doing like this number, but loose. And I'm like, okay. Like, I had so much adrenaline. It was kind of like, oh, God, that hurt. But like I said, the adrenaline kicking in like that, I'm like, ooh, okay. Really can't put any weight on that foot, especially like, no. Where like the toe meets the actual foot itself, like the base of my big toe. Like, I can't put any weight on that thing, man. And my supervisor, who I'm really good friends with, we joke and talk all the time with each other. And he came around the backside of that kiln and said, what the hell happened? Like, I thought about trying out for soccer while I was pissed off at the forklift driver for not doing his job right. Like, I was saying it like that. Like, I was training him. He's like, dude, why? Yeah, that 4x4 didn't move a bit. And I'm not going to say it on the video, but I said almost every cuss word in the book once I took my shoe and sock off to look at it. Because it wasn't, you could tell it was kind of going boom, 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 like throbbing, like it was starting to swell. Like, it doesn't visually really look too much like it's broken, swollen. Even though I knew it was broken or something, then I just didn't want to accept it. And shit. Took it off about 5 minutes later. I was sitting down in the back part of that kiln, just kind of taking some time. Took it off again. The same guy was there. He's like, dude, do you need to go to the hospital? And I think I had 2 hours of my shift left. I just walked on the back of my foot, like on my heel. I'll get through this, because I couldn't get. That's not workers' comp. That's me being stupid and taking my anger out on something that was. It was completely unnecessary. That's the serious thing of it. It was dumb. Like at the end of the day, it was innocent, kind of relief of anger. I laughed at it, like, 20 minutes later, everybody did. Thought it was just me being stupid, and I was. But it's just something that I can laugh about now. When I took, when I took that shoe and then sock off, and when I was sitting down and looked at it, the color, black and purple, swollen. Like if I had to get my toe through, like you see people wear like those, I think those weird toe socks where like how regular black hanging sock, doesn't have like individual toe cutouts. I couldn't fit my toe in that at all. It was bad. Got home, had my fiance look at it. My mom even looked at it. A couple people just to kind of make me kind of confirm that I wasn't losing my freaking mind. And they go to the hospital now. That thing is broken. Or didn't have to go to the hospital, but there wasn't any way I was getting into a doctor's office that time of day. It was like 4 or 5 p.m. And I live like 5 minutes from the emergency room. Why not? Just get it done and over with. Took my socket. Well, I actually had some Steph Curry sports slides on. Didn't even have actual shoes on because I couldn't. Dude, oh god, dude, you look at my toe and I wanted to cry. As a grown ass man, mid-20s, hopefully nobody's eating this when I say this, but I puked once or twice trying to get my sock back on, and I said nope. And I put my slide on, went to the ER with bare feet on my slides, and registered. What happened? I don't want to talk about it. Nope. What? Well, you can tell us. We just need to know. Like, I hit something with my foot. Can I please see the doctor? Embarrassed as hell. I'm like, I don't want to tell that story. I don't want to talk about it right now. Didn't even really want to tell the doctor when I got back there, but they're the one that has to diagnose me, obviously, so I have to a little bit. Got back to the actual, there's a triage room where they take your vitals, all that stuff. I didn't want to tell them. I'm like, hurt my foot, working on something at home, and I know that's lying technically because I was near home, but I just was embarrassed. I felt like an idiot at the time. Got back to the room, told the doctor everything because they needed to know to help diagnose me, know what test to do, which was an X-ray, obviously, but what all like symptoms and stuff. And didn't even really, because I had like some blanket on, I think, or some ice or something on it, something covering. You couldn't see it at first. Like, so you want to take that ice pack off and let me see it? And as soon as I lifted it up, doctor looked and said, "Damn, you broke that." Didn't even do an X-ray, didn't even touch it. He started touching it. And I was like, "Ow, motherfucker." I'm like, no, don't touch it. He's like, "Man, we're going to do an X-ray just to make sure, but yeah, your foot's broken. It shouldn't be turned like that. It shouldn't be that color." How quickly to take the swell after that? I was like, about 5-10 minutes. Like, yeah, you broke it. And what makes it all worse is I was playing in this slow pitch softball league at the same time, just for fun, just something to do. Because I didn't play baseball anymore. I didn't play basketball. I didn't do anything. Just wanted something to do to get some physical exercise, do something physical, have fun, just play sports and not have really any risk, just the hell of it. And I remember I was batting. You have to take, if you're batting right hand, you take a step with your left foot to stride and step in to swing. A left-hand batter, you step with your right foot first. You know how that crap works. And I took a step to start swinging, and I did. It hurt. I heard a pop, and my fiance was actually on the fence, the line, like 15, 20 feet away, I think. And I started to run, so no, actually it was my back foot. Yeah, because it's my right foot. So, but still, when I planted, I had to turn my foot to swing, and when I planted to run, okay, get things mixed up. When I stepped with my right foot to start running down the first baseline, she heard the pop. I really just felt it because I was in a zone and had adrenaline going again. Felt another pop, and I'm like, oh crap! I just broke it again. I don't know how I got this lucky, but went back to the emergency room, saw the same doctor, and said, "You kind of just broke it the same way you did before. Like it didn't get worse. You were starting to heal, and it broke again." So there was like about 2, almost 3 months of full recovery time because I broke it again. Didn't need surgery. Like I think this close because it was still intact somewhat. They put a shot in my foot, I think, to help with inflammation. Put what they call a post-op shoe that like where my toe can breathe, not be like squeezed too much, but also not get hit because it kind of stuck out a little bit in the front where my toes were. Man, that's one of the most painful things and dumbest things I've ever done. And I laugh at it now. People from that work, that job site and stuff, still laugh at me now. They don't really remember it until I say something like, there's actually one guy that will call me Big Toe because of it. Nobody got mad at me at that job. No head boss there. They just laughed and said, "You're an idiot." And I was. I mean, it was all fun, or fun and games after it all settled down, like physically, and it was just, like I said, it's something I laugh about now. But man, I don't know if it's mental or if I did get tendonitis in my foot. But man, there's times where I'll barely hit it or think about it wrong, touch it wrong, and it'll hurt so bad. Like it'll feel like somebody's trying to break my toe again. And I mean, that's what I get for being stupid. It just like I said, I've torn an MCL, I've broken my hand in art class when I was in middle school. I've torn my MCL like twice or 3 times. But I don't know if I've ever felt pain like that. After the adrenaline wore off, it was like pain so bad. Like if you've ever gotten hit in the shin so hard with a skateboard, straight to the shin, and you felt like passing out and puking, that's how I felt. Didn't pass out, I did puke. Because how it broke, I broke it repetitively. And I also, I think it was a deep bone bruise in the part of my foot next to the break. Now I'm thinking that because of the break, I end up having problems with that ligament and some tendons in my foot because it was super unlucky too. I mean, like I can walk on it just fine. I can run around with my daughter and do all this stuff, play and not bother me too much. But if I think about it too much, or if I do something like hit it just right, it pops and it starts to tense up and like almost like cramp. And I'm lucky I never had surgery on it. I don't know if that'll be the case later on. If I'm old and it happens, then I'm old and I've already lived a younger life, so it's fine. But yeah, that's the story of how I broke my foot at my job at the flooring plant. So flooring plants are to help with flooring, not kick 4x4s and break your foot. You don't need to have soccer practice at work. Don't do what I did. I'm a dumbass for doing it, I was a dumbass. And nothing really changed with that aspect. I'm still stupid sometimes. I'm just older. I'm older and I have a kid now. So I try to not be dumb like that because, she's in that phase where she starts mimicking. So if she wants to learn soccer, that's fine, but learn with a soccer ball, not with a piece of wood. So I don't know if that's an educational lesson too, but it's common sense. I don't have a whole lot of it, but going back to being a father, I have a little bit of it now for her sake. But she knows her dad's still an idiot sometimes and was an idiot, just older now. So, yeah, that's a funny story and a little bit of an educational lesson of why or things not to do, like Troy. So, take that into consideration and keep your body healthy and not kick 4x4s and not kick things that's not supposed to be kicked. And I got another story to tell, like that's similar to that, involves my hand on the punching bag machine, but I will talk about that next week. So don't want to expose too much all at once. So got to keep people in suspense and keep them on their toes a little bit. So I think that's a perfect time to wrap this thing up. Man, it is something legendary, something to me in my own mind, my own heart, historical. Going from attempt at a rap music career that failed miserably to doing this podcast where I get to talk about things I love like sports, how I can be a complete idiot sometimes. I can talk about things that make me anxious, but are also things that can make me laugh, and talk about how much I can be an overthinker. And if you're an overthinker, and you love sports and you love to talk about things that are random and get weird, then hey, this Overtime Thoughts podcast family is for you. And I love y'all, man. It's a good thing to do. It's a good good journey to be on right now. The journey's small, it's new, it's weird, and I never thought, like, dating back to like last month or 2 months ago, I'd really be doing this. But I'm so glad I am. I love it. I love the people who have supported me. People who haven't supported me or won't, I still love them too. I have nothing but love for people in the world. I have nothing but love, for people that do podcasts for a living, do these live shows. Nothing but respect and inspiration for them. They've inspired me to want to do this fully. And like I said, it's a weird, crazy, fun journey filled with sports. If you don't like sports, maybe then some episodes you watch or listen to, you can maybe learn things you didn't know about. Because, man, I'm not the smartest person when it comes to life in general, but when it comes to sports, I'm a little bit obsessed sometimes. And I do my best to fill in people about things they don't know about when it comes to players, teams, just news in general. And, yeah, another thing I want to do, man, is, just have like I want to make it seem like a big, what they call a big FaceTime call with your friends. Man, if you're not having fun doing this, which I am already, I've been super nervous about doing it before this episode even started. Somebody that you wouldn't think of being confident and stuff like that. And something I just want to do is to, spread positivity too, share some laughs, like I said, and talk sports, and just to have fun, get weird, be random, overthink about everything. That's me. So, yeah, let's do this thing together. If you're here, I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the Overtime Thoughts podcast family. And if you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. And this isn't the end. This is only the beginning. And like I said, again, I'm glad you're here. Let's do this thing together. And before I go, I'll have all my social media links, like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, in the description below when this video has been posted. And hope you're back again next week and the weeks after that. And it's, like I said, it's going to be something legendary. Let's keep doing this. Like I said, if you're here, welcome to the Overtime Thoughts podcast family. And let's do this thing. See y'all again next time.